Hi everyone, welcome to my another episode on volunteering. Today I'll be talking on the rights and responsibility of being a volunteer, also the benefits of volunteering. Upon becoming a volunteer, one should know the rights of a volunteer. So I'll be briefing some of the rights we have as a volunteer. First is the right of having a fair and transparent recruitment process as a volunteer. Number 2 is the right of having volunteer role description, where you should know your own role in the particular organization in order to complete the task more efficiently in a volunteer team. Number 3 is the volunteer insurance. This is to cover you from any incidents happen when you are doing the volunteering work. Coming to number 4 is where volunteer induction and orientation should be held in order to introduce you to the other staff and volunteers and show you around the building, explaining where you should go to do some processes. Number 5 is ongoing supervision and any resources provided by the organization. There are few steps of supervision which are providing the volunteers with tools that they need for the work of volunteer, providing them training that they need to do for their role of being a volunteer, also becoming a resources in order to hold their volunteers accountably. Coming to number 6, which is the training for the role, so that you have a better understanding on your role and would bring a greater outcome for the volunteering work and to the people who you helped. The last right that I'm going to explain to you is the reimbursement of pre-agreed out-of-pocket expenses. For example, when you're out using your own money for the field during volunteering to deliver meal to the orphanage homes, you are able to claim the money with the receipt proof from your organization. Next, I'll be talking very shortly on the responsibilities as a volunteer. First and foremost is understanding the policies and procedures of the organization you are working on. You have to get the advance of the organization policies and also be familiar with their procedures on the work of volunteerism. Next is reporting any hazard, accident, injury or near miss that you are encountering, because the duty of care is to follow health and safety procedure of the organization. Moreover, a volunteer should be able to cooperate with other volunteers and staff and be able to ask questions when you have anything don't know in the organization of the task given. The fourth responsibility is understanding training as required and be able to follow instruction. As our volunteer work depends on our self-discipline, so the fifth responsibility of a volunteer is to be reliable, punctual, and efficient during their volunteer work. Number 6, being a volunteer, you should be able to respect confidentiality and privacy of an organization, also the people you are helping during volunteering. Number 7, you should be able to stay within the boundaries of your own role, because that is what your insurance will be covering on during any incident when you are volunteering. Lastly is attend the role at agreed time. And now we have come to the last part, which is the benefits of volunteering. This part is divided into 3 features: health, social life, and work environment. In health, volunteering can help to improve our self-esteem, thus boosting our sense of pride and our own identity. It also stimulates a positive physical well-being in oneself, and this could help us to avoid from chronic disease and heart damage. As for in our social life, volunteering connects us to other people with various skills and characteristics, which can form a special bond and eventually find similarity in those people who volunteers. This is how volunteering can help in bonding and building relationship, which is friendship. Also, being a volunteer improves our outlook too. It helps us, especially youth or entrepreneur, to develop new ideas by connecting us with new friends from different fields and different backgrounds. Last but not least, advantage of volunteering contribute to our work environment by maintaining our work-life balance and also sharpening our skills and leadership too. And yes, this is the end of my presentation, and here's one magic word for you as a volunteer. Ask, ASK. Whenever you don't understand your own role or the mission and responsibility you are taking or given for, asking others or the person in charge will always make a way for your understanding on the volunteer. This is all from me. Merci beaucoup.